Hello friends, we are in the latest episode of Transfer News. The transfer window closed a few days ago. We've reached the end of another transfer period, with its ups and downs. In this video, we discussed the happenings of the last day and what to expect in the upcoming summer. Before we start, if you subscribe, you'll be giving us the biggest support. We mentioned that no one is spending money in Europe. Teams are saving themselves for the summer. Chelsea, who didn't make any transfers, has been linked with dozens of players. It's expected that Chelsea will make a midfield and a forward transfer. We can say the news has already begun. There are many stars whose contracts expire in 4 months. They are currently in a favorable position. The whole world's eyes are on Mbappe, but there are many players who will be equally valuable. Many teams looking for free transfers already have the chance to negotiate with players. Toni Kroos hasn't yet decided whether he will stay at Real Madrid or not. Kroos's manager stated, "You can see the amount of money being paid to footballers right now. It's excessive and exaggerated." Kroos was transferred for only 25 million. I think we can call it the robbery of the century. Toni Kroos received his first offer for the end of the season from Juventus. The Italian giant has started negotiations with his agent for his transfer. The 34-year-old German star will decide among 3 different options at the end of the season: moving to Juventus, staying at Real Madrid, or retiring. The chaos has begun in Paris regarding who will replace Mbappe. They are interested in entering the Osimhen transfer, but their chances are very slim because the player wants the Premier League. The Rashford move is also on the agenda, but they say it would be insufficient after Mbappe. Their situation is very difficult. Whoever comes in to replace such players will face the same challenge. It is expected that Xabi Alonso will take over at Liverpool at the end of the season. However, at the same time, he is experiencing the most important period of his career at Leverkusen. He is competing for the championship, and they have taken the advantage. Winning the championship is now much closer than just a dream. In fact, the talks about him taking over at Liverpool at the end of the season should have increased the pressure. But it didn't happen with him. Instead, he embraced his team even more. Enzo Fernandez has a contract with Chelsea until 2032. He had stated that he would stay after celebrating his goal in the last match. However, it is claimed insistently that he will transfer. It has even been alleged that Barcelona wants to transfer him. Additionally, there have been reports that the player himself wants to play for Barcelona. Despite Enzo's insistence on staying, the news in the media continues without stopping. Brighton has signed Ibrahim Osman from Nordsjælland. The Ghanaian winger, born in 2004, was acquired for €19.5 million. Another correct transfer. They will make another sale around the 100 million mark in 2 years. The Saudis who recently bought Newcastle United are now also eyeing Roma. The sale of Roma to the Saudis is currently on the agenda. We can say the situation is very serious. They will make an offer of €900 million as soon as possible. The moves with Newcastle in the Premier League and Roma in Italy are entirely strategic. They want to make these teams one of the top 3 in their respective leagues. Their own leagues are already a mess. Considering the average salaries worldwide, the Saudi League is above all other leagues. And now they are acquiring teams in Europe. They will continue to be involved in football. Moreover, they are improving every season. We might not feel it much right now, but we will feel it more in a few years. By the way, they want both Mohamed Salah and Bruno Fernandes for the next season. Talks have been ongoing for months for both players. There's no agreement yet, but the Saudis are not giving up either. The release clause of Bundesliga striker Serhou Guirassy, which is 17.5 million, is still valid. We expect a team to pay this amount and transfer him in June. Benjamin Sesko will also transfer at the end of the season. There are claims linking the Leipzig star to Arsenal. Additionally, Milan is also in the mix. The forward is being questioned by the clubs. Yes, he is a great talent, but Toni could be a more suitable choice. The latest team associated with Mourinho's name is Bayern Munich. Mourinho is still available and one of the most valuable coaches. His name is now being linked with Bayern Munich. After the recent defeat against Leverkusen, we don't expect Tuchel to stay much longer. They haven't given up the Bundesliga to anyone for 11 years. Not only Tuchel but also the players are feeling the stress of this. Bayern is not the Bayern we are used to seeing. 37-year-old Sergio Ramos will sign a new contract with Sevilla. He is not considering retirement. He wants to stay at the team he calls home for at least another year. Inter Miami, owned by Beckham and Messi's team, has signed Federico Redondo. The 21-year-old Argentine defensive midfielder is being acquired from the Argentine League. The transfer fee is €8 million. Leon Bailey has signed a new contract with Aston Villa. The contract, which originally ran until 2027, has been extended until 2028. Take Kubo, whose name has been linked with the Saudi League, has also signed a new contract with his team, Real Sociedad. Amad Diallo is being lined up for a move to Birmingham, with Tom Brady and the Blues board ready to go hard for the Manchester United winger. The Ivorian forward was linked with a loan return to the Championship in the winter transfer window, having starred at that level during a spell at Sunderland in 2022-23. Birmingham were among those to be credited with interest prior to parting with the services of United legend Wayne Rooney as their manager. Interest in Amad will be rekindled in the summer. It is claimed that the Blues will go hard for the 21-year-old once they have cash to spend. Another loan is being mooted, with Amad eager to find regular football again after suffering an injury-disrupted 2023-24 campaign. Amad was laid low during the summer of 2023, with a serious knee injury picked up in preseason. He has seen just 36 minutes of game time since returning to fitness, in one substitute appearance, and does not appear to have the full backing of Red Devils boss Erik ten Hag. Chelsea blocked Bayern Munich's attempt to sign Mykhailo Mudryk on loan in the January transfer window. According to Fabrizio Romano, Bayern Munich considered a late move to sign the Chelsea winger on loan in the January transfer window following Kingsley Coman's knee injury, but the Premier League side blocked their attempt. The Blues did not want to part ways with the Ukraine international, who they signed for a whopping £89 million from Shakhtar Donetsk a year ago. Mudryk has been far from impressive since joining the Blues, having scored only 4 times in 44 appearances across all competitions, and he's struggling to hold down a regular spot in Mauricio Pochettino's starting lineup. Mudryk, who last scored a goal for the Blues on December 27 against Crystal Palace, will hope to see some more time on the pitch on Saturday when Chelsea come up against reigning Premier League champions Manchester City. Riyad Mahrez's wife, Taylor Ward, admits to being haunted by her husband's part of the game in a transfer quip before moving to Saudi Arabia. The former Leicester and Manchester City winger bid farewell to the Premier League in the summer of 2023 when linking up with Al Ahly. That switch came out of the blue, especially to Mahrez's family, but he was seen shrugging it off on the Married to the Game documentary that shows how Taylor, Riyad, and their 18-month-old daughter have adjusted to life in Jeddah. Ward has told the Daily Mail of initially being overwhelmed and stunned by her husband's part of the game comment. "That line haunts me. I keep seeing it on social media. That whole week was just an emotional roller coaster, really. It was a huge shock and I had absolutely no idea." He is just straight talking and to the point. He is very much just like, "It is what it is, you've got to get over it now," whereas I'm more emotional.